Sure.
Affinity Xtra, be extra.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. Hi, see you, beautiful babe. Wow, wow, my
Thank
God.
you.
I feel very underdressed. I don't know why I do this every single time. I feel very like undercooked in the face department because like I always have these beautiful faces come up and I'm just like,
Oh, thank you. You look beautiful too.
well, we're trying after sleeping and waking up. I'm trying.
Yeah.
Right, let's see if I can get this. Let's see. Go live. There we go. Okay.
Hi.
Hello. Another beauty has just joined us on the screen. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay, so who are we waiting for?
Joy. I think she was
Joy.
in there, but I don't know if she's requested to like join it.
Okay, Joy, if you are here, please request to join, please, because I can't see it in my notifications thing. So I need to see you. So if you can just request, and then we're gonna get right into it. Oh, this is lovely. I finally get to see you guys after playing your music all this time. So I'm just like, okay, now we get to see the faces behind the voices, which is gonna be fantastic.
I think Joy just said that her internet is down. So
Does that mean you can't join? Oh no. People of God, this is where I always say to you, saints, start doing some Holy Ghost fire power prayers right now so that we can get Joy's internet to kind of like, because the devil is a liar. When something's good, the devil always tries to do a bit of a madness.
Yeah.
So we're not gonna allow that to happen. So guys, start praying, please. Solicit the prayers of the Holy Spirit to get this happening so that we get Joy on, because it's not gonna be complete without her, because we need her, of course, and whatnot. Let's see. Okay, right. I'm hoping this will work. Hopefully it'll work. Okay. So I'm just gonna be so silly right now. I'm just trying to look. Oh God. Okay. Maybe not. That's not really a good thing, is it? Ugh. We're just gonna leave it natural. Because I was just gonna try this filter thing and whatnot, but that really ain't gonna work, is it? Okay. All right. So Joy, we're gonna start, and then we'll just keep trying, and then hopefully, God is hearing our prayer right now that you're able to join and stuff. So fingers crossed. And I bet it's one of them those uni internets as well. Oops. I don't miss those days whatsoever. At all. Okay, cool. All right, ladies and gents, welcome. This evening you are tuned into Affinity Xtra. I'm Lady T. I host a show 2 days a week. I've got Tuesdays at 5 p.m., which is homegrown. I play strictly UK gospel, no other tracks whatsoever, just UK gospel, because we need to showcase and celebrate our own. And of course on Saturday mornings is at 8 a.m. 8 a.m. 8 a.m. on Saturdays, waking you up, setting you up for the weekend. So yeah, make sure that you tune in. And if you're not following Affinity Xtra on Instagram right now, and it's your first time tuning in because of these two ladies that I've got in front of me, then make sure that you go add us, follow us on all social media, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Affinity Xtra. Okay, so we're back with another one of these great interviews. I have 2 of 3 of a new group in the UK. Okay, we don't really have a lot of groups in the UK as such, especially female ones, because it's always a hard one, because yeah, even the mainstream don't got too many female artists these days anymore. Well, group anyway. But we're so glad that we have been blessed with a brand new group, and it's such a blessing to see them doing their thing and putting music out. So we're going to get to know them a bit more today so that you can find out who they are, so that as you're hearing them, You can be like, oh my God, these girls are great. I'm a follower. I'm a supporter. And that's the aim for today. So I have two members of the awesome group Gospel X. I'm going to get them to introduce themselves, and then we're going to get right into it and get to know them a bit better. So, ladies, do you want to take it away? We'll start off with, I don't know who's left on mic. Whoever is here, whoever I'm pointing to that's here, you go first. Is that you? Okay, you go first.
Hi, I'm Temi. I'm 20 years old. I currently studying at university, studying English with creative writing, and I'm 1 out of 3 of Gospel X.
Aries. Okay, next.
I'm Naomi. I'm 17. I'm currently at college doing biology, chemistry, and RS. I'm 1/3 of Gospel X, and my sister is the other member who's obviously not here at the moment due to her Wi-Fi. But yeah.
Oh wow, awesome. All right, so I think we're going to be able to get her in, so let's fingers crossed that this works. I hope it works. Okay.
Hi.
Yay! Here she is. You can definitely tell your sisters because you both got bandanas on at the same time. Was this a planned thing?
Not even.
I love it. I love it. Okay, so we've met Temi, we've met Naomi, and then the third and final member of Gospel X is this lovely lady. Would you like to introduce yourself? Tell us who you are.
Hi, my name is Joy, and I'm 20 years old. I'm in university studying pharmacy, and I also like to sing and dance and act and like also anything performance stuff. So yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much, ladies. And yeah, like I said again, Joy and Temi, like gold hair, bandana. Wow. Okay, you guys are just completely like matching right now, which is great. No, sorry, Joy, Naomi. I'll get there eventually. This is what happens. This is what happens. I even forget the names of my own siblings. I get them wrong sometimes, but anyway, we'll bring it back. Okay, so right, so we're gonna just literally get to know about you guys and like what makes you tick and how you guys started. So who wants to tell us the journey of like how Gospel X started? Whose idea was it to get this group together?
Well, it was kind of like a bit of a spontaneous thing, but like my mum is the one who, like me and Joy's mum is the one who kind of got us to actually like get together properly and like rehearse together and like try and like sing kind of seriously together. So she kind of encouraged us to like have rehearsals and things like that, and do like performances in church and like lead worship sometimes with her and things like that. So that's kind of obviously where it started. And then we did that for like quite a few years, like just kind of singing in church and doing worship and sometimes doing like events outside of church for like maybe members of the church or something. And yearly we would do like a concert where we would just sing like probably like, I don't know, like 8 to 10 covers and like do like routines and things like that. And yeah, our church has just always supported us because every year at those concerts they would always come out and like cheer us on and like see how we've improved over the past year and things like that. And then obviously after a while, 2020 we released our first song with like help from the church as well. So yeah, it all started there really. And it was at the start it was definitely throughout it's been my mum who like properly encouraged us and stuff. But yeah.
So your mom's kind of like one of those. Is she a pushy momager? Because you know you get momagers who are like very like, you know, one of the most famous momagers in the world is obviously Kris Jenner, and you know how she a little cray cray and whatnot. So was your mum like that, or was she kind of like just a little bit more like softer and like, yeah, like I'll help you guys, but I'm not gonna be like on you guys?
Yeah, she was not like, I wouldn't say she was like Kris Jenner. She was she just encouraged us really to like kind of take it. It wasn't even like she forced us to do it or anything. She just made us realize that like we actually sounded good together and things like that. And she would like let us rehearse like in the house sometimes obviously and support us and tell us like how we can improve, things like that. It was never like, she never like pressured us or anything. At the same time, she never was kind of like telling us not to do it, to like focus on other things or anything. Like she was just she's just always been there to support us really. But yeah.
Yeah, amazing. And Naomi, how did you get involved in the group?
You mean or Naomi?
Okay, who's? Oh God, this is. I apologize in advance because this could get quite messy, right? Okay, so we've got the two sisters who are Temi and Joy. No? Who's who? Naomi and Joy. Okay, yeah. Temi, how did you get involved in the group? I apologize in advance.
It's actually fine. It's fine. We all knew each other from like primary school, and like we went to the same church. Like Joy's been like my best friend for like over 10 years, and obviously Naomi. We've all just been like family friends for ages, and we so Auntie Stella's kind of like, she's like my auntie obviously, and just like been like a second mother kind of. So in that way, we all kind of just very like connected anyway. So we all kind of did it just together, like from the jump, basically, because it was like a family unit anyway.
Yeah, definitely. Did you feel like, you know how sometimes you start off in the church, because when we start from the church, there's always this huge pressure for us to sing, because, you know, you'll be in the choir, you'll be serving in the choir, you'll be serving another department here and there. But was there pressure on you to go to church, like any of you? Like, I think each of you can answer this question, because usually we go to church because our parents go to church, and the pressures of that. But for you guys, was it something that you wanted to do on your own? You felt like, I want to do this, and not just because mom and dad says I have to go to church?
I mean, I feel like in every household that where you grow up in Christianity, like, it's the thing you do. Do you know what I mean? And so, like, obviously, growing up, I went to church every week. I didn't know there were people who didn't go to church every week. I thought it was just a thing that you do, innit? So when I went to uni, I obviously realized that I wanted to go to church like by myself. Like, I wouldn't want to go with friends. I just want to go by myself, because I wanted to experience the goodness of God, like, in an individual term. I can't speak, but like, it's not necessarily a thing of people forcing you to go to church or parents forcing you to go to church, because there's always going to be an element of your parents are taking you to church. You know what I mean? But obviously, when I was old enough to figure life and religion out for myself, I obviously knew that being Christian was something I wanted to be, like, on my own, like, regardless of my parents' influence, if that makes sense.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, no, I hear that. And what about you, Temi?
So me, I feel like I'm pretty similar in the sense that, like, I feel like I never saw church as like a pressure, because it was more like before I was obviously got like properly into being like Christian individually, it was more just like a time to spend with like certain people. So for example, like obviously Joy and Naomi went to church, and a lot of our like extended like family friends and stuff, like it was like more like a community kind of thing where we all got to see each other at church. So I think in that sense, I never saw it as like a burden or anything. I kind of just enjoyed being able to spend time with those people anyway. So then when I also got into being like a Christian individually myself, rather than just like going just because my friends go and stuff, it then added to that, because it's like you're experiencing something like spiritual with the people that like your loved ones anyway. So I think it was like quite a nice experience for me personally. I've never felt like properly pressured to go.
Yeah, I hear that. So for you, like, did you grow up, have you always grown up in a musical family, or was it just you're the one that was just like,
well, I've grown up in a pretty musical family, and like my whole family loves music. Like my brother was always like very musical from like a young age. Like he produces music, like he used to like play like 10 different instruments or something, like and stuff. So I was always, not 10, but I'm exaggerating, but he played
a
like,
lot. He's a multi-instrumentalist.
So I was always looking up to him in the sense like, oh, he's so musical and stuff, and like, so it's always just been like in the family, I think, in that sense.
Okay. And what about you, Naomi? Who's the police coming for? Was that you?
No, sorry. I'm in a really, really loud area, so if you hear honking, I'm so sorry.
It's okay. I was like, what did you do? Okay, so what about you, Naomi? Like, in terms of musical family-wise, like, what is your, obviously you and your sister sing, but is there anybody else in your family that sings, that you look after, or musical like figures that you look up to in the family?
Oh yeah, well obviously like my mum, because she was like she led worship anyway, which is like kind of where we started singing like in church, and what else? I mean, my dad always has loved music as well. I mean, he's not so much musical in the sense that he sings or anything, but like he would always play like sort of like jazz instrumentals and stuff, and like saxophone like songs like in the car and stuff. And like, I mean, obviously like Joyce smiling because like we both know like we used to just love that stuff, and it's kind of like, well, since we've like been hearing it from a young age, it kind of influences what you like when you grow up. Like I really like kind of like jazzy, like neo soul kind of vibes, and obviously I think that's like my dad's influence, and also my mum playing stuff in the car such as like, you know, like Yolanda Adams, like Denise Williams, those kind of ones. And it's like, you know, it just kind of makes you like kind of like more fond of that kind of type of gospel, you know what I mean? But obviously I love the modern stuff too, but like those type of like 90s type of gospel albums and stuff, like I love that stuff. But yeah.
So would you say you're like an old soul when it comes to music, or are you very in touch, or are you more of like the new generation, like from, I don't know, like 2000 and onwards or something like that?
2000? Is that new?
I'd probably say like like I actually just like everything. Like I like listening to modern stuff, I like listening to old stuff as well, but yeah, like I'm not really fussed about like when it, because I have like playlists of like kind of like throwbacks, which is kind of like 90s and before, and then like obviously newer stuff, which is like actual modern and stuff. But yeah, I'm not too fussed. Like if a song is good, I'll like it. It doesn't matter when it was made, you know. But yeah, that's just me.
I don't care when it's made. It could be like 1930, or it can be like yesterday. But if it's good to me, it's good. Like I don't have a taste. Like everyone knows I don't have no taste by from everywhere. So yeah.
Which leads me to the question, like, what kind of music do you like, and who your influences in music? Because obviously, you know, you guys are still young. Because when I saw your ages, I was just like, my God, I feel like an old. I mean, no disrespect to any old people watching. That's even worse saying that, old bit, like mature people. Sorry, you know, I'm just digging. But like, I just felt like, oh, I feel so like, oh, like a proper auntie and everything. You know what I mean? Like speaking to you guys, I was like, oh my God, okay.
I feel I'm 20 this April, and I'm feeling like I need to have a mortgage. I should be married. I should be having kids. Like, I'm feeling old. Like,
don't, please, listen. Okay. Let me just put this straight right now. If you are listening, and if you are if you're 20 years and under, or even not even up to 30 yet, please, for the love of God, do not pressure yourself to have a house, to have a car, to be married, to have it all perfect. No, don't let what you see like around you pressure you into that, because it can get very stressful. Even for those of us who are in our 30s, or you know, late 30s, we don't got it together. So there's no stress for you to be like, you know, to have it all there. Like marriage at 20, what? My friend, go and read your books. Finish your books. Finish living life. Finish traveling. Well, when we're allowed to anyway. You know, finish living life. Live life before you think of marriage. Like that should not even be an option right now at all. It really should not be an option for none of you, because you've got too much to do and too much things to experience and stuff like that. And you know, and talking of pressures as young women, actually, let's talk about that real quickly. Since you've been doing this music thing, what kind of pressures are you individually like feel that you're facing when it comes to like, you know, doing this whole music thing? Because obviously this is kind of new to you, you know, your mum's encouraged you to do it, or you've been singing in church, but when you're now doing it differently on a professional level, like what kind of like pressures do you feel that you're having? We'll start with you, Timmy.
I feel like maybe I don't know. I've not really thought about it before, but I guess like in the future, I can see myself becoming like being a bit scared about the image part, or like being like self-conscious. I think of just being like put out there, because I think when it was in a church environment, it was like everyone was supportive whether we failed or not. Like as in like if I made a mistake on stage, like everyone will still go, "Oh, Temmie, it's fine." Like, you know what I mean? But like if you're out there in the public eye, and not everyone has your best interest at heart, so obviously you're just out there to be like criticized or like scrutinized and stuff. So I think that's something that would like scare me in the future. It's not necessarily something I've like experienced yet, but it's something that I can see myself like finding like kind of being apprehensive about.
Wow. Okay. And what about you, Naomi?
I mean, I haven't thought about it either really, but maybe kind of like, well, obviously, like as a gospel artist, is like obviously a certain type of thing that you're supposed to be talking about. Obviously, God, that is like what gospel music is or whatever. But then, like, obviously, like I feel like it's a type of thing where it's like it becomes to a stage where it's like there's only one type of thing you can talk about. You know what I mean? Like obviously, like we're gospel artists, like we love God, that's why we do music. But then it's like there's different aspects to our lives. Like, you know, like are we allowed to make songs about like, you know, like the hard times, or does it have to always be like, you know, God is so good, God is so good. You know what I mean? Like that type of thing. Like what are we allowed to talk about different things? I mean, obviously, I feel like gospel artists should have the freedom to talk about whatever. Because obviously, just because we're Christians, it's not like we don't experience anything bad in our lives, you know. So I mean, out of those bad situations, I still think that you can like create things that people will appreciate and like relate to. So I think one, like that's what I would say, kind of like being kind of not sure of like what we're actually allowed to talk about. But yeah.
And what about you, Joy?
Like pressures in general about being gospel art. I would say like both. Like I think, especially because of social media now, like any sort of artist, any sort of public figure, like your whole life as a public figure, you're generally quite looked at from the public, but especially on social media, it's a lot more now. You can't get away with things the way we used to be able to get away with. Like, you know what I mean? Like, say you do one thing, you post on your story, then people pop up saying you're meant to be a gospel artist, you can't do this. Not gonna lie, old days, old gospel artists, they were doing a madness. Some of them were doing madness behind closed doors, but you won't know because you haven't got a sort of social media thing looking at every single thing that they're doing. But we don't have that privilege of being able to have a private life as such, and we'll get people scrutinizing us all the time. But at the end of the day, like, you know, only God can judge us. So
Right, yeah. So what kind of things do you think that you need to have in place for this? Because obviously, like you said, social media is a bit of a mad one at the moment because, like, you know, it has its good points, has its bad point, but everything is very, very judgmental on social media. You know, so what kind of things that you guys having in place to kind of like not get caught up in if someone says something about the way you look or how this and that? Like, what do you have in place to kind of like protect that, like, your mental state, because you know that's the thing right now. So what kind of things for you personally do you have in place that you're going to be like, I can't let that bother me because if I do, it's going to do this?
I mean,
no, you go.
I mean, I don't care what strangers think about me. I can't lie, so I just don't care. But let me go.
I was gonna say, like, you have to, regardless of whether you're an artist or you're just a normal person, you just have to like have a sense of self and like know who you are and not be able to just let what any like random person says about you like affect you and get you down. Also to know who God says you are as well. Like at the end of the day, he's the only one whose opinion of you that you should actually listen to. And like you just can't be letting things that other people say get to you. Otherwise at this point you're just, when are you going to be happy if there's not going to be a point in time where everybody likes you, you know. There's always going to be somebody. So you have to be able to know who you are, know who God says you are, to actually be able to like keep you grounded, because
yeah, definitely. All right, cool. All right, let's find out some of your current songs that you like at the moment. So I'm going to go for each one of you. So here's what you're going to do. So I'm going to ask you who your favorite like artist or current song is at the moment, and then what I'm going to get you to do is sing a line from that particular song. Right, I just saw, look at the faces. Like, listen, I don't know if your manager told you, but you just never know what's gonna happen when you cross paths with Lady T. Okay, so let's start off with Naomi.
Nah.
So who's your
I think we're gonna have to just reshuffle.
So which song are you currently liking at the moment? And which song are you currently liking at the moment? And sing a line from that song. You can sing. You guys can sing. So this should not be a problem for you whatsoever.
Every time somebody asks me the stuff about music on the spot, I can never actually think
that's
of
what I was
anything.
thinking. Like my mind has gone blank now.
I'm gonna be honest, but no, like even when people are like, oh, you know, what type of music do you listen to? Like, I don't even know what to say. You know what I mean? I have to go on Spotify and remember like who I am. You know what I mean? But anyways, Oh, I would probably, I probably say a song which I like at the moment is this song called "Your Love" by Christ Encounter. I mean, I don't know if you know that song. I just randomly discovered it. I think it was on my like Discover Weekly or something on Spotify. But yeah, like I just think it's so amazing. And like when I watched the video and stuff, and I saw like the singers were like playing guitar and piano and stuff, I was just like, wow, like this is amazing. But yeah, it's kind of like a slow, like kind of R&B song. But yeah.
Okay, so what does it sound like? Give us a line from a song that you like.
Do I actually have to do this?
Yeah, all of you. So whilst Naomi's doing her thing, you two should start thinking, who's gonna be the one? So yeah, you can take it away.
I have no idea.
We need to hear your voice.
Okay. When I see the sun rising, then I know that you're around. And in my darkest moment, then I need for you to come down. That's all I have to say. But,
yes, come on. Ooh, I love that. I love that soulful, near-sounding voice tones I'm hearing there. Oh,
thank you.
this is lovely. This is great. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, so right, who is right? I'm gonna point to the screen. So whoever is where is gonna go next. So who is here right now?
Next name is already sung.
Yeah.
Name's already
I think
sung.
it's different for everyone.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. It depends on where I am in the screen actually. So who's all right? Let's go with Temi.
Oh my god! Like my mind is blank. I don't even have a song in my head. So like, I literally have no song in my head. I was trying to go onto my Spotify, but then it said I left. So I was like, oh, so I can't even check my Spotify. So I really have nothing in my head. But
what was the last song that you listened to, or the last songs that you've been listening to on repeat?
I just listen to like this thing. I just listen to songs and I just forget what I'm listening to. Say again?
You know,
the last one. Take the whole thing right now.
Can Joy go first?
Go.
Guys, please. Like, I'm actually struggling right now. Like, this is not a joke. Like, bro, I don't even remember the last time I sang as well. So that's like really scary.
You know what I mean? Like, why was my voice shaking?
Like,
your voice was shaking. Oh, okay. All right. So I'm gonna give you a bit of grace. Joy, what's your one?
Does that have to be a gospel song or can it just be any song that I've been listening
It can be any song you like. Listen, at the end of the day, it's a song I just want to hear you sing. That's my thing. You know.
I've been listening a lot to Mariah Carey's first album. Phenomenal. And I love Love Takes Time. I think that was the first single in 1990. One of my favorite songs. So I'm gonna sing the line from the chorus.
Okay.
But I'm not gonna sing as high as she does. So don't...
It's okay, don't worry. You do it in your own joyful sound, joyfulness.
Love takes time to heal when you're hurting so much. Didn't know that I was blind to let you go. I can't escape the pain inside. 'Cause love takes time.
Come on. I'm so sorry.
I wanna be here alone. Thank you.
Yes! Love it, love it, love it, love it. That was so awesome. Nicely done. See. It's all good. It's all good. Love it. And yes, Mariah Carey is a legend. She is a legend, for real, for real. Okay, all right. Madam Madam Temi.
Like, as in, I still don't have a song in my head, so I don't know.
Tell me, just do Anointed.
Oh no, not yet, darlings.
Yeah.
Not yet. Yeah. You know we're not gonna move on until you've done something.
Like, I literally, if I even had a song in my head, I'd be like, calm, I can sing. But I actually don't have a song in my head. That's the thing.
Temi, you've had like 5 minutes. I can't lie.
Yeah, but I can't go on my.
Looks like I'm instigating.
So I couldn't check. But guys.
You know what? Whilst we're gonna carry on talking. So if I were you, because like, listen, you can't get away with stuff like this. So what I'm gonna do is, you will sing before the end of the show. That's what I'm going to say. So you better get ready, because I would love for everybody to sing all together, but I know like sometimes there's a delay.
Yeah, it's not gonna work.
Yeah, exactly. It's not gonna work. So that's why I was like, okay, how else can I get y'all to sing? So Demi, start thinking, because it's gonna happen. You know. All right, let's talk about the music for you guys. In terms of like the songs that you guys are doing at the moment, like what kind of like sounds and genres are influencing the kind of music that you're doing at the moment? Or would you say?
I'd probably literally just say anything black, not being funny. Like literally neo soul, Afro swing, flipping R&B, just anything. Like I don't really think we have a particular like sound. Like you know how some artists are like, you know, kind of just like really just R&B or like really like dance or something. Like we're not really in that kind of avenue yet, but we kind of take inspiration from like, you know, anything we listen to. So yeah, I mean, I think those different like styles that we're into will like come out through our music. Like our next song is kind of like a bit of a different vibe to the other two which we've done, and just as like our last song was a different vibe to the first song which we did. So I just feel like it's kind of like we just let our personality come out like through our songs basically. So but yeah,
definitely. And so let's talk about your first single, which was called what was the first single called? Is it Anointed? Control. That was it. I remember when I first listened to this, and I think it was DJ Marks that sent it, and you know he got the team to listen to it. It was just like, ooh, this is different. This is like I love the heavy bass tones on that particular track. Like it's pretty dope. So who wrote that song?
Oh, I wrote that song. Yeah.
Ooh, okay. So what was the inspiration like that? Like where did Control come from?
I think I kind of like, the thing is I started writing that song and then I finished it like a year later, but I kind of wrote the chorus kind of just came to me, but then I kind of finished it more naturally when I was going through something like a little bit more difficult. And like obviously, you know, the chorus is about, you know, my God is love and I know he's enough, of like I've never seen him before, all that stuff. It's kind of like just kind of confessing my, because I feel like even when I'm like praying or something, I like to kind of start with like actual praising God for who he is. Yeah. And then like later it's talking about he's in control, and I got to let you know words aren't hurting me anymore, like kind of like situations that you go through, say with like, I don't know, arguments, fallouts, things like that, where kind of you kind of get a bit down with like things that are going on around you, but at the end of the day, like the one thing that's not going to change is God and his love for you and stuff. So I kind of wanted to just create a chorus that was kind of like relatable for every like situation. And I feel like the time when it came out was also quite good, because it was kind of around when like the coronavirus thing was kind of like everybody was still kind of like, what is going on? And some of our members of our church who listened to it said, who were actually like ill at the time, said that it helped them through, because they would just, you know, be thinking, you know, God's in control, like this, that, and it, like that's literally what I wanted to happen, you know, like I wanted to kind of create something that could help different people regardless of what they're going through, basically.
Wow, amazing. And I think, you know, and talking of the pandemic, actually, like, how was it releasing music during the pandemic? Like, you guys were knee deep in the pandemic when you actually released a song. So how were you able to work around that? And like, you know, people around you, you know, maybe you knew someone who was suffering, like who caught the virus and whatnot. But how were you able to literally record and release music in the pandemic?
You know what? Like, God's really protected us. Like, he's really kept us this far, because I mean, I don't know about Temi, but I know for me and Naomi, there's not really been anyone in our close family who's been like affected and like died or like properly affected by the virus. So it wasn't like obviously I know some people who's like immediate family members died. Of course, God like, would not have the music, but we haven't had anything. I don't think anyone in my family but me has caught COVID. So it's like it was just a thing of, we were able to be protected, and when the time came that it started, things started opening up a little bit, we were able to record in our church, we were able to do a music video and release it before everything kind of down again. So it was just God, to be honest. Like, it couldn't have happened any other way.
Yeah.
Awesome. And like, were there any like how many times did you have to go into the studio to record? Like, how was it one of those ones where it's done like a virtual type recordings, or were you able to meet together to actually lay the vocals down? Because I know a lot of artists have had to do a lot of, you know, virtual, or just record your part and then send it and then praying to God that it works and stuff like that. So were you guys able to like meet in person to record like the songs that you did, especially your first single?
Yeah, we were. We did it in church actually, so it was quite nice actually. Yeah, we were able to meet up.
Okay. And here's the question for you actually, because I know like nowadays there's this thing where I guess the church, especially for artists, like churches don't usually support their artists, you know, like they have some amazing talent in the church and it never gets supported, or even if they did, it's not really a lot of support. But how important was your church in terms of supporting you in your journey, and what kind of things did they help you guys with?
Oh, our church literally like is basically the whole reason that we were even able to do Control, because we had like the person who actually helped us get like producers and stuff for the song was like a pastor in our church, and like the money that we used to pay for the like music video and some money went towards the recording as well was all from like what the church had donated to us. In like, you know, when I was saying we did a concert every year, they would like donate some stuff. Like we wouldn't ask them to pay or anything, but there would be like an offering thing and they would put money in, and that's literally what paid for the music video and stuff like that. So it's like our church has always supported us, like since the moment when we started, even when we weren't even that good, you know what I mean? And like those are the things that like actually carried us forward to be able to like get to do Control and things like that. So yeah, the church's support has been amazing, even like until now. Like in I believe it was April, we did an interview with BBC Radio London, and like obviously we needed kind of somewhere to meet together and do it. And the church was just like, yeah, like you can come in, we'll get the lights and stuff and like set everything up, and like we did it there.
Wow.
So like every step of the way the church has supported us. So yeah, we're really grateful.
I would definitely agree. You know.
Wow, no, it's good, because I think to have like your church supporting you in this day and age now is so important, because now it's just like I think there's this I think past artists, or you know, the history of churches not helping artists, it goes quite deep, and you know it's hurt a lot of people and whatnot, but I guess, you know, when you have a church as supportive as yours, it's going to help you to go as far and as far as possible. At least it's giving you your, you know, your particular grounding and stuff like that. So now you guys are in this music business and whatnot. What kind of things are you learning? Because obviously this is your first, you know, foray into music, and especially gospel music in the UK. So what kind of things are you learning about the industry, and what did you not know that you now know? And I'm going to ask each one of you, because I know there's lots of stuff that you could learn, and I'm pretty sure people would love to know as well. So we'll start off with Joy.
I mean, obviously it's not just a thing I've learned in the music industry. I wouldn't say we're in the industry as such. We just make music, we meet people along the way. But like even in life, I'm beginning to realize that like people are just really out for themselves. And you would think that, oh, the Christian music industry would be different. But it's not, to be honest. It's not. It's like you have to always keep your guard up with everyone. And you never know, like you can't ever get really too close to someone like that, especially in a professional business, because you'll get let down. Like they will let you down because they're out for themselves, which is fair enough. It's just the society we're in, like the economy we're in. Capitalist society is kind of like big fish eats little fish. Do you know what I mean? So it's like you're out for yourself because you have to be out for yourself. And the UK music industry, in terms of the gospel industry, like I wouldn't know, but it's very, very very small, and I can't imagine it being like ridiculously lucrative and get lots of millionaires and stuff. You know what I mean? People want to make them, and that's it, and I can't blame them. No one's ever like, you know, done us wrong, but it's a thing of we've had a lot of empty promises. We've had a lot of people promising us things that have never come to fruition. We've had a lot of people say one thing to us and the next day it's changed. People are out for themselves, and that's okay. It's just a bit annoying. You kind of have to get used to it.
Wow. Whoa. Be as real as you can be. Okay, Temi, we're gonna go to you.
I would just say like the money aspect, like how expensive it is just to release like one song and do a music video and like all those kind of like photo shoots and stuff like that. I guess I always knew that it would be expensive, but I never like knew how much like artists have to put in without always getting much back. So like just the grind basically is what's I learned about it basically. Yeah, it takes a lot of dedication and like losing a lot without, not like in terms of money, like losing a lot, not always getting a lot back basically. Yeah, that's what I found.
Wow.
But, yeah,
Interesting. And what about you, Naomi?
I would just say like, well, you have to be very like self-motivated, but to be honest, that is true in like multiple aspects of life, but like definitely with the music thing, because well, if you can't keep yourself motivated, like you're actually just gonna give up. I mean, even us, like we did loads of like small, like kind of like performances with literal like 1-2 people. Okay, maybe not 1-2 people, but like a very small number of people, like disorganized, kind of like not the actual type of event that you'd love to like go and perform at or whatever, thinking it was gonna be something else, like believing what they said it was gonna be or whatever, you know what I mean? And it's like when you go through that so many times, and then also like things like, you know, not so much people taking advantage of you, but kind of like what Joy said, like empty promises and just things not being how you were told they were going to be. Like you're going to go through stuff like that literal all the time until you get one thing that's really good, and you have to be able to like keep going until the next thing that's actually really good. And if you can't do that, then you're actually just not going to get anywhere. But obviously luckily, like by the grace of God, like we're still able to continue, and like we have like actual good things on the way and stuff, but like it's very easy to get discouraged. So I think the main thing that I would say is that you have to be able to motivate yourself basically.
Wow, my God, like you guys are speaking some real stuff, real stuff. And I guess that you're not alone in your thinking, because there have been, you know, when people start, it's kind of the thing that they face, especially the discouragement part. But I was particularly surprised. Well, not as surprised as what Joy said, because it does happen. I'm gonna be real with you. It does, you know, and I think there's a misconception to think that that's the kind of thing you would see in mainstream music, you know, in terms of dealings, but you shouldn't really see that in gospel music. But to be honest,
the thing is, everybody's the same. We're all people. Like people think that just because like people are Christians, like they're all gonna be nicey, they're not gonna say anything. Like no, people will even pretend that they are that Christian guy, and then behind the scenes they're just the same. Like you actually can't be fooled.
The worst people I think I've met. Sorry, some of the worst people I think I've met actually have been Christian people, people I met in church events, or people like, honestly, like, I'm not joking. So it doesn't mean their relationship with God is bad, but just the way they treated me or the way they treated people I know and love wasn't great. Just because you're a Christian doesn't exclude you from the ability to be a bad person. Some people, you know what I mean? I think looking at all Christians in this like one dimension, or everyone's going to be good, everything's going to work out, it's a false reality, and you'll be disappointed.
Definitely.
Whew! Well, can someone pass the offering basket, please? Because we kind of need it right now. Because my girl they've not been in this for a long time, and they've been seeing these things already. My God, wow! And I think it's a shame, and I can't lie to you guys. I'm very cautious, even with a lot of people that I do meet, even as Christians, because I'm like, I see what you're doing on stage, but then when you're on the behind closed doors and stuff like that, when I see that, I'm kind of like, And I guess you have to kind of be careful about those type of people and whatnot. And it's unfortunate that you do see that within, you know, Christian music or gospel music or whatever it is, whether you are, you know, you're black doing gospel music, you're white doing Christian music, whatever, people do it. It happens. The attitudes can be quite worrying at times, I can't lie.
Oh, definitely.
But yeah, it's definitely something I think each individual needs to be better at how they conduct themselves. And you know, you follow your Christ follower, but your fruits are telling you something something different. Do you know what I mean? So but yeah, okay, let's talk about your second single real quickly, which is called Anointed. And like Temi said, it's definitely different to the first one, because I was just like, oh, and do you know what? Whenever I hear it on the radio and I forget that it's actually you, I legit Shazam it sometimes. I'm like, oh wait, it's a move. Oh my God, it's Gospel X. Like, why do I think it's something else? Like, it's so good. Like, it's really, really, really good. So who wrote that song?
I did, yeah.
Ooh, okay, tell us about that. Like, what inspired that song? Because it's pretty dope. I can't lie.
Well, I guess it was written. I can't remember if it was written during lockdown, but I feel like it was. Like it was written quite a while back actually. But it was just basically like it was kind of like an epiphany kind of thing, where it's like coming to like a realization where you just like kind of just like realize how far you've come. Like I feel like not many people credit themselves for like growth, because like obviously everyone grows, but like I was just like at a point where I was like, oh, I've actually grown a lot, you know, like I've changed a lot. Like I used to be like this, and now I realize this, and a lot of that obviously is due to like my religion and stuff, so, and my faith. So like I was like, oh, okay, this is like something that could inspire something. So I just tried to see it, because I've never written a song before, so I kind of just tried to see what I could do with it, and that was the result. Yeah.
Wow. And do you enjoy the writing process? Like, do you all write? And like, how do you decide like which song gets like, you know, recorded and all that kind of stuff?
Well, yeah, we all write music. Like Joy and Naomi write probably more than me in terms of like writing, but we all just like do it and then bring the song to each other and like, oh, what do you guys think of this? Like I was thinking we could do this song. Whoever wrote it, we never like collectively wrote a song together, but that's definitely something I think we'd want to do in the future, just to see like what we'd come up with. But I think it works better when one person has like a vision and they write a song and then bring it to everyone else. And like kind of explain what the song's about and get everyone on board, basically. That's how we've done it so far. Yeah.
Awesome. All right, who does the most takes in the studio for a song?
Temi is so fussy. She will sing the same thing 17 times and be like, no guys, you know, I need to do it again. Like,
no,
it's actually ridiculous.
I feel like their ears just aren't the same. Like I can literally hear everything in my voice. That's why I was even acting up when you asked me to sing, because like I can hear things like that no one else can hear. So like they'll be like, oh, calm, it's calm, and I'm like, what are you hearing? Like that sounds awful. Like that's just how I am. It's a bit of a stretch. Like I hope I'm going with it. Like
voice eventually will get better, but like, and especially the first time I recorded myself, I was like, what am I hearing?
You know, I feel like you're not used to hearing yourself recorded like that as well. Because the recording is so detailed, you can hear every little crackle and everything. Like, you know, I was like, I'm not used to hearing myself like. It's even when you like, you know, when you hear yourself in a video, like even just your speaking voice, and you're like, is that what I sound like?
Yeah.
It was kind of like that kind of moment, but for singing, it's like worse. So yeah.
Oh my gosh, that is too funny.
I'll put my hands up. I'll take that one.
You'll take that one. Okay, cool. Has anybody ever done it in one take? Like, and the producer's been like, yeah, that's great. Has anybody ever done that? Or nah?
I feel like we always do multiple takes just in case. Maybe, but I feel like we usually do multiple takes just in case, and then we pick the
okay
one. But yeah.
All right, okay, cool. Yeah. All right, so I'm going to ask this to each of you. If you could collaborate with somebody, okay, who would you collaborate with? Who's like your dream person, dream artist or group or whatever to collaborate with? We'll start off with Joy.
Oh no, please don't ask me. Ask someone else, please, first. I was thinking of it.
Wait. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's start off with. See, this is. I feel like, you know, when parents shouldn't have their favorites, but I think I have my favorite already. I'm just playing. I'm just kidding. Okay, let's go to Naomi.
I feel, this is just a bit like standard though, but I mean, I just have to say Kirk Franklin, because can you imagine, like, that just would feel like we've achieved everything that we need to achieve, you know?
Okay.
Like, that's like, I feel like that would be like the final destination, you know, like how, like, you know, like, yeah.
So you would go with Kirk Franklin?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh wow, okay. Well, put it as I say, speak as though it were. You know, you just never know what could happen and whatnot. All right, so let's go to Temi.
I feel like if we're talking like attainable, like something that I can actually see happening, and I'm like, wait, this is good. I'd say, we always say this in every interview, Governor B, like, because I'm sorry,
yeah,
that's happening.
He came to mind.
I feel like it's inevitable, like it's going.
It just makes sense.
You know what I mean? That's all I can really say.
Yeah.
I can say like 10 million different like amazing like superstars, but like when I'm talking about actual something that I feel like could actually happen and would be so cool, I feel like I'd say Governor B personally.
Okay, all right. We pray that happens. That could easily. That is definitely attainable for sure. Yeah. Oh, what about you, Joy?
I feel like Hemi took the word "governor beat" out of my mouth.
No.
I'm not joking. Okay, maybe like obviously for me, because I've loved her for so long, but Yolanda Adams, like I'm microscopic compared to her, but I feel like I think I can hear it in my head and it will sound good.
Okay, Yolanda Adams. All right, this is good. This is awesome. I like it. All right, so you guys did a cover version of was it a Walls group song, or which one was it? Remind me.
Which cover are you talking about?
There was a cover that you guys did, and that was actually picked up by the actual artist itself. I believe it was. Yeah, Matt. I said Walls group, you know. Damn, that's wrong. But who knows? Maybe one day that might actually just happen. But anyway, so yeah, the guys from Kanye West Sunday, the group. How did that happen? Like, was it just something you just did randomly, and then all of a sudden it just picked it up and posted it? Like,
literally, because we usually like when we're together, when everybody's back, like we'll try to do like maybe like at least one cover, just because it's just like we just like to do that. That's kind of what we started posting like way back when, anyways. But yeah, so we just did a cover one time. I think it was at the end of 2019, no, end of 2019, I think. And we posted it in like end of December. And it got quite a few likes. It was calm, I don't know, like usual, what we usually get. Then literally like 3 months later, it was actually 3 months later, I just wake up and I'm just seeing like Kanye Sunday Services liked a video. Kanye Sunday Services commented saying, "Oh wow, this is amazing. Can I repost this?" I'm thinking, out of nowhere, like it was just too random. But yeah, obviously we sent it to them. They reposted it. We literally had like 300 or 400 followers when we posted it. They reposted it and we went straight to like 1,000. Like it was just like so crazy. Yeah, like it was actually ridiculous. But I actually think it was good because I don't know how he randomly saw it or how they randomly saw it at that time because it was actually months ago. Like it's not like it was just in their like thing, you know what I mean? Like it was actually crazy.
It was quite far down, to be honest, in terms of
definitely.
tags.
Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty cool though for them to actually like pick that out and then repost it and then be like, yeah, you guys are great. And I think it's great. And did you feel like that kind of stuff gives you a little bit of a confidence boost? Because sometimes you can be posting and doing things and then be like, well, yeah, nobody's really liking this. But like, was it a bit of a confidence boost when you saw that happen?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Ah, okay, cool. We love it. Okay, so Temi, you know you're still owing us a song, right?
Yeah, I guess. But guys, you know how I am, so but yes, wait, cool. Nice. Am I singing now?
Yeah, which one are you picking? Or what song are you picking?
Well, I guess one of my favorite artists right now is Giveon, and he sings quite like. Because the thing is as well, when you ask me, like all the songs I've listened to recently, literally like rap music and stuff. I was like, am I about to start rapping? Like I don't know what. So now I'm trying to think of like singers I listen to. So Giveon is like one of my favorite artists right now. And
okay,
yes, his most recent song is called All to Me. I'm just gonna wait, guys. I'm scared, but I'm gonna have to go for it. Cool. Sorry, I'm just not used to this. Wait, this isn't saying. Okay. Sorry, I'm just literally not used to this. Okay. Right. Wait, this is bad. Sorry.
Sorry. I can see the blooper. You know what? I can see the blooper reel already. I can see the blooper reel going already.
If you even look on our Insta, you can see the bloopers. Like it's always me. Like I'm sorry, I just take it. Cool. Wait, Naomi's gonna have to give me some courage. Okay. I'm sorry. Okay. I'm just gonna sing like. Can I just sing like a tiny bit?
I beg, just sing it.
Cool.
Joy said just sing it.
This is you, Joy. Every.
Okay, go for it.
No, I like it.
Oh no.
She just left.
Oh no,
Imagine
she ain't freezing. Oh no, she ain't freezing. What?
Where?
Oh no, the devil is a liar. No.
Wait, that's actually so convenient. What the hell? You
I know, right? Wow. Saved by the lag. What is this? Oh! You could not plan that. You could not plan that whatsoever.
No, she definitely said, I actually know this social stuff though.
Oh my god. Oh, that is so perfect. I was not expecting that.
This girl.
Oh my gosh. Oh wow, that was so funny. That was so funny. Okay.
My phone died.
You know what? Yeah.
Oh, her phone died.
Anyway.
Oh, phone died. Okay. Is it saved? Is it saved by the battery? Okay, let's see. Okay, I think we've got a request. Let's see. Hopefully this is okay. Let's see what happened. Wow. See, it's good to have two phones, you know.
No word of my mouth died. Like, I literally opened my mouth and my phone went black, and I was like, well, I think it's a sign, guys. So I think we should just move on.
Which kind of sign? No. See, this is it's now even more. You've actually got to do it now. Like you can't even get away with it.
I'm really sorry about that.
It's okay. Okay, so what was the name of the artist or the name of the song that you were going to do?
And the song is All To Me. So
by
Giveon.
Okay, go for it.
In the thing afterwards. Okay. You still don't give. Wait, Johnson, I don't remember the lyrics. Okay. Sorry, I'm just a shambles today. Let me just go again. You still don't even give you enough. It's true. In my room, I ain't gonna stop you. Can I stop that?
That was enough. That was just the minutest of things. I did not even know.
The lyric I just said, I think it was wrong. Like, I just feel like that was a good taster.
A good taster? That was like 1 second. And the
my life is actually shambolic right now.
Now I see why you're the one that takes the most of the takes in the studio.
It's real me today, like.
Oh my gosh, this is too funny. Oh, you guys are absolutely amazing. Okay, all right. So, talking of like what's to come, what's coming for you guys? Like, what should we be looking forward to? And what is it about Gospel X that you want people to really like, kind of like take on to?
Well, we have another song coming this summer, which we're really excited for. We're gonna have a music video and everything. So watch out for that. And later towards the end of this year, we're hoping to hopefully get together like an actual kind of project which people can look forward to. So yeah, just keep your eye out, and obviously we will be delivering time and time again consistent bangers. But yeah.
Awesome, love it. And there was one question I forgot to ask you actually, because you're all still studying, which is absolutely mind-blowing. We've got English, chemistry, biosciences, or whatever, which I think is fantastic. So how are you able to juggle doing music and and still studying? Like, how are you able to do that? Let's start off with you, Joy.
How am I able to juggle it? I mean, like, I don't know. I just do it at this point because I don't know. There's no formula to it. I can't lie. Like, it's just vibes. Like, I just got to do what I got to do in it. Like, it is a bit stressful, but I don't really feel like it's a thing. I just make sure I do my education in this day and I do music on this day. Like, more time actually when I'm doing music, I end up doing it after I study. So I end up doing music until like 4 a.m. and I go to bed. So it's actually not great, but it is what it is. Like, that's my life. I'm just used to it. So yeah.
Wow, interesting. And Temi?
Well, personally, I feel like we've got like a nice little balance going on. Like because we're all in different places, when we're all back in like Chelmsford where we all live, it's like immediately we just link up and we're like, let's do something when we can. So it's not like too much pressure in terms of like we have to like travel around and just do like the most. It's more just like when we're all free, and we know, like, obviously we all know when we're all doing exams and stuff, so we'll know when Joy's doing exams or I have stuff due or Naomi's doing exams, like, so. And because we're actually friends, it's not like it's a business thing where it's like, no, you have to do this. It's like we actually understand what's going on in each other's lives. So I think that like everything's quite calm on my side.
Yeah. And what about you, Naomi?
Yeah, it's similar to what Temi said. Like, I mean, gospel like stuff doesn't really like it doesn't really get in the way because it's kind of like different times. Like, say we're doing a photo shoot or something, like we just won't schedule it for like a Wednesday afternoon when I'll be in college or something, you know what I mean? Like, we just kind of do it like around like what we actually do, because obviously like what we're studying for is like what we're like trying to actually do in life. And obviously gospel is something that we do now and like we'll hopefully keep doing in future and stuff. But it's not like the only thing we do in our life is gospel X. So we just kind of manage it in when we have the time to do it, you know. And it doesn't feel like a kind of stress or like pressure or anything. It's kind of like it's just like a thing that we do in our free time to like, it's kind of like a release. I feel like Temi said that at one point. Like, it's kind of like a nice thing to do like in your actual spare time. It doesn't feel stressful or anything for me, anyways. But yeah.
Wow, I love the freedom of that. That is super cool, super cool. Okay, cool. So from each of you, 2 reasons why people should listen to Gospel X. Start off with Joy.
Because we're groovy and we fit a niche that no one else is fit into.
Love that. Okay. Naomi?
Because we are different and because we can appeal to everyone.
Okay. And Temi?
I'd say because we're authentic and we're fun, we're funny, you know. Today's shown that, you know.
And again.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, you know what, you got the funny part to a T, like to a T. And I feel there's more funny stuff to come as well, and of course the seriousness of the stuff. So, you know, I'm excited. Listen, ladies, it has been so much fun getting to know you guys and talking to you guys and finding out who you are. And, you know, this is your first release was last year within a pandemic. Absolutely amazing. You've got out another single and we look forward to more singles from you guys, and you're doing so well. And to be honest with you, it is a fresher, and I know people watching and thinking, you know what, it's high time that we had a girl group, a UK gospel girl group on the scene, because we don't have many of them as such. So to have new faces that are women and are a group, it's a refreshing for me. I just thank God, because we needed it. We needed it for sure. So thank you guys for, you know, coming together and, you know, and as a group and just blessing us with your voices and stuff like that. So how can people follow you? I mean, the personal handles and of course the group handle as well, so that people can follow, you know, Gospel X and everything. And where can they find the music as well?
Well, obviously our personal accounts are like on this live. So what is it? Mine's like at Naomi BK_, Joy's Associate Joy, Temi.B_. And our Gospel X account on like everything is at Gospel X Official. That's our Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, stuff like that. So yeah, just like make sure you're following us and all that good stuff. But yeah.
Awesome. And where can they find your music? Like which platforms?
All platforms: Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, Pandora, Amazon Music, Napster, the old school.
Okay, what are even these ones?
Find it anywhere.
I'm glad you know what Napster is, because I'm sure the fact you just said Napster, some people are thinking, what's that? Yo, Napster is the OG of streaming music. Before you had Spotify, there was Napster. Okay. Honestly. Well, ladies, honestly, thank you so much for joining me. It's been an absolute pleasure having you all, and it's great to find out more about you and everything. And I look forward to the new music coming soon. Do we have a date for that yet?
Not quite, but summertime.
Summertime. Okay, cool. Well, summer's here. July, summer start. So we'll be waiting with bated breath when that will be. Okay? Okay. Well, ladies, again, thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate having you guys.
Thank
It's
you
been a great time. Thank you for having
No
me.
worries at all. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, so let's see. Thank you to the ladies for coming. It's been an absolute pleasure. Yeah, guys, hope you enjoyed that. I absolutely enjoyed it. It's been absolutely fantastic. Thank you for joining me today with Gospel X. You will find the live saved on our Instagram page, and it will be uploaded to YouTube as well. Make sure that you follow Affinity Xtra on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. Affinity Xtra. Subscribe, like, share, support, help our website. Download the app as well. We have an app where you can listen to us on the go. Just go to your app store and just download Affinity Xtra on your phone device or whatever. It's available on iOS and Android as well. So guys, until next time, take care, and yeah, God bless y'all.
Visit us for updates and shows at affinityextra.co.uk.